Welcome back to another Formula One career video here for the Miami Grand Prix. But before that, we've got a secret meeting. We got our specialists to do, we've got our R&D to do, but let's just see, who is it that wants to meet with our old Herbie Herb? Oh, damn! Aston. Oh, damn. 6th and 7th they got in China. There's show current team. Where's my 3 button? Constructors. They're above us in the constructors, and they're away from us in the constructors. We finished 7th and 8th. They finished 6th, and Alonso finished there. Who would I be taking over though? Oh, in the first season, I do like Aston as well. I've been looking. I mean, you know, you've seen the Formula One Manager series. Formula One Manager, and he said Football Manager. Formula One Manager series we've got with Williams, where we are trying to bring him back. But I'm looking at an Aston Martin save as well. And there's something about driving for Aston that just, can we find? I mean, is it in Stroll's place, or am I replacing Fernando Alonso? We don't have to do anything now, but that is a team that with the jump where we don't need to worry about who are we going to beat in the... We'll have a look at the performance on the engines, but I think we're only going to go above V-Carb, right? Aston were well and away. Okay, well, let's continue the talks. Aston Martin. Oh, we're leaving. We're continuing talks. Thanks for meeting us.
Been scouring the socials and asking around, and I'm delighted to say that the team are none the wiser about us chatting with anyone else.
Good.
And the meeting went well, too. I know. I'm amazing. You're welcome.
Okay, so we've had a meeting. Let's have a look at R&D then. So progress-wise, we are... Yeah. Oh, Aston are above Mercedes right now. Look at them. They're in that pack above. So we are trying to catch the... We're pulling away from the bottom 3. We're trying to catch the the V-Carbs. I forgot their name now. And then look at that massive gap between V-Carb and Mercedes. But Mercedes and Aston are on par. So we'll be jumping ourselves into that top pack rather than the bottom pack if we were to move. Interesting. Right, let's have a look. We've got some points. We've got performance upgrades unavailable. Rim wheel, corners. Albon's looking at the plank. Powertrain I'm already doing, am I not? Completed and in development. Don't worry, I'll go for engine power. Albono. And then 25% available. What's that mean? That's a big jump as well. Oh. Okay, that'll give us a big bump. We'll be catching Alpine on that one. Still behind. Okay, we'll spend big points on that. Albon's looking at the planks. We haven't got enough for it. Can we contribute towards it? No, insufficient points. Okay, we can't. All right, that's another one in. But that's two R&D in progress then. And then we'll look for our goals for our experts. Complete 2 sessions without damaging your car. That's almost impossible for me. Complete 3 laps using at least 2 different engine components during a race weekend. What? Okay, we're going to go with complete 2 sessions without damaging your car. Well, I mean, if I do 2 practice sessions. Complete any session with the fastest lap. Overtake 5 cars on track. Ooh. It all depends. Fastest lap I was only getting because it was wet, I think. So if we get lucky, but we are not the fastest car, we'll go for back markers. I'm more likely to poorly qualify and have to overtake on the first corner. Use overtake ERS mode. I don't like the ERS. Okay, we'll go for 13th or better. We can get 13th or better. In practice, complete a lap using at least 2 sets of tyres. Lift and coast. We can do that. That's easy enough. Cool. 2 specialists unavailable. We are all set up. All set up with no place to go. Nice. Advanced time. Let's get to the Miami Grand Prix.
Okay, mate, I'm pleased to say that our new parts have come through without any issue, so they'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
Nice. Parts on the car for race weekend. We are sat, you can see we are sat behind the V-Carbs. Getting very close to the V-Carbs. I think once those parts come in, we'll go ahead, but we are still a gap behind Aston. If we put our power to Aston Martin, we could be challenging them against Mercedes. So let's not get ahead of ourselves, but that is looking pretty good. Where are both their drivers? Yeah. Lance Stroll and Fernando, both above me, but I'm catching Stroll. I do wonder who it's replacing. I do. Right, let's get into race weekend then. Back back-to-back sprint weekends. So we have all the parts in play, a few upgrades, but not much coming through. A single practice session again before jumping in. What we got? Developments. So we have development update. Where are we? We have that. Oh no, we have the light blue line. Okay, so we're peeling away from the teams below, trying to catch the Visa Cash Up, the V Corbs. Forecast for the weekend is going to be dry at least. Dry. We have got the rear downforce Venturi tunnels in. Lovely. And standard stuff. So one practice session to get warmed up before a sprint. Quali, a sprint race, 7 laps, and then a 20-lap race here in Miami. Again, first time as a rookie racing these tracks. At the F2 season, Miami was not part of it. So we'll be seeing how we go in one practice session to learn this track. Okay, practice over. We were slowest. We were by far the slowest, but I do like the track. There's areas I'm quick and areas where if one mistake happens, you lose like half a second. It's ridiculous, but track is good. Enjoyed it. So hopefully we can pull something out in qualifying. Get a bit of experience there. Trying to creep up to that 74 rating. We started so well moving up through the levels, and we've really slowed down now. Here we go. Are you ready? Al Bono. Sprint quali before a 7-lap sprint here in Miami, and then we've got the main event itself. Good luck in the upcoming session. Thanks, Eleanor. Just speak to the Mastermind boys. Let them know that I'm going to do a good job. Right, let's get to quali. See how we get on.
Welcome back to Miami and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole?
Right, we'll do our usual. We'll go out first, and then we'll go out last. Nice, sunny, clear track. Okay, clean-ish lap. Enjoyed that one. Let's have a look at the info. Yeah, but it's not bad. It wasn't as clear as I would like to be, the track, but... oh, we can't put mediums on. Yeah. That's not going to help, is it? So we're going to have to go out on the softs again if we want to go out on the softs. 8th fastest. And people have gone. There's only Verstappen. Okay, Albon needs to go out as well. A few guys need to go out, but that's not bad. 8th. But that's their first run. On those tyres, though, if everyone's on the sprint on the same tyres, maybe we'll be okay with that. Maybe. Essential info. Sorry, we need to speed it up then. Let's accelerate time. 9th overall, not bad. First lap was the one. Second lap was not required. On the same set of tyres, not worth it. Nice. Good sprint quality there, considering I was not getting pace in practice. 9th, just behind Leclerc. Actually, with the best of the rest. McLaren on top, so Lando on top. Then we got the Red Bulls, Mercedes up there. The Scuderia Ferraris. Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin, and I'm in front of Lance Stroll. Hello, Aston. In a worse car. Look what I'm doing. Piastri down in 12th is a bit of a surprise. But good to see. Good spot in the top 10 for the sprint. We need to make up one place to get points then out of this sprint race. Better pace there. Finally gaining some pace points. Normally we lose them. Okay, 7-lap sprint race. Pre-race, yeah, we're all good. We're all good. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be super sunny on the race day, but yeah, no problem with weather. Should just be a straight shot.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. With great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long and expected average speeds of 138 miles an hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Herbert, Stroll, Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Bottas, Albon, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Joe, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you know, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers...
Right,
We're going to need you to push hard if we want to get another points finish today. Let's make it happen.
Aiming for another points finish. Crazy to think we have we're on the softs as well. Softs, straight run, 7 laps. We have, unbeknownst to Williams, our rival Lance Stroll next to us for the job, and in front of us is Alonso. So we have Alonso in front, Stroll to the right, and then we need to make up that one place off the Ferrari. The Ferrari's behind each other there. It's going to be tough. I don't know how. I've not raced in Miami, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not sure what the first corner is going to be like. Back-to-back sprint weekends here in Miami. 5 red lights. And away we go here for the sprint race in Miami to kick off. 9th place start for Herbert here after a great qualifying. As he dives in the first corner. That's front wing gone, but that is not from Herbert. Dives in on Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz's front wing is gone. Soft tyres here for some of the pack here as Herbert dives up to 4th in this sprint. What an aggressive run in. Carlos Sainz is not going to be happy. Look at the front wing damage on Carlos Sainz's Ferrari there as Herbert saw the gap, dived into it. FI will have a look at that one. Was that a racing incident or was that something a little bit more dangerous move there from the rookie? But spotted the gap, went for the gap, and Herbert is now in 4th here in Miami. 7-lap sprint, 1 set of tyres, all about the driving and overtaking, trying to make up maybe for the mistakes made in China. Although, looking from that corner, got lucky to not take more damage in as Herbert is hunting down George Russell here, Norris in 2nd, and Verstappen as he runs wide in 1st place here. Wow, wow, wow. Herbert in 4th after last the Shanghai Grand Prix's points haul for Williams. Albon down in 17th for this sprint. Herbert being the lead driver here, starting in 9th, knowing that points only for the top 8, but it's currently sat 4th. Sainz dropping off the pace, unsurprising with that front wing damage. Well, interesting to see whether Sainz comes in. Sainz does come in for a new front wing. Sainz does go in for a new front wing. Sainz's sprint is compromised, shall we say, as he drops to the back of the grid with an early pit stop. Herbert half a second off George Russell here. He's going to stick to the tail of the Mercedes. Again, 4th place would be great for the Williams team and the driver here in his rookie season, just to pick up some points, keep himself on the leaderboard. But sniffing this close to a podium is going to be difficult for that driver. Gap behind to Perez, 1.9 seconds. Herbert is looking comfortable here if he can find a rhythm in this sprint race. As they come down the tight tunnel, there's your leader, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris in 2nd, George Russell 3rd, and Herb Herbert 4th place in that Williams, all with the DRS wings open, leaving a gap now to try and break away from Sergio Perez as they come close in that final, or sorry, not quite final corner, the final section of corners. As you have the long banking right that takes you onto the home straight. As Herbert is keeping pace with, again, cars that the Williams has no right keeping pace with. The Red Bull, the McLaren and the Mercedes have been outperforming this Williams. So it is purely going to be down to driver performance here to try and keep this car in DRS range, as Herbert is already dropping back 0.9. As he looks from speed, takes it wide and loses speed out the corner. That's going to put him over the 2nd. That's going to lose the DRS range there, as Herbert's first mistake is going to be costly. Any mistakes this far up the grid are going to be costly for this driver in this car, trying to get the most out of it. But remember, a points haul is all they want. Top 8 is all they need for this driver and the team to get some points on the board and keep themselves in the fight for that 6th and 7th place. .7 seconds the gap to Russell. Now the front 3 pulling away from the Williams as he maintains an equal gap back to Perez. But Sergio Perez and that Red Bull will be looking to close in on the Williams, who is now stuck in no man's land. No one to drag him forward. He is fighting his own race here, as Perez and Alonso and Hamilton are going to look to close that gap. Albon having an okay race down at the back of the grid up to 15th place, as Perez is already alongside. Jeez, the speed there on that DRS. As Perez makes a lovely move to get round in front of Herbert. That was out of nowhere. They made up that 1.5 seconds. As Herbert is now in a new pack. Perez, Herbert, Alonso and Hamilton. What company the rookie is keeping as he goes through that tight chicane section into the left-hander, onto the tunnel, trying to keep pace. Again, Perez is already flying away, 9.9 the second. Alonso pops out, looks to go around. Both DRSs are open on the Aston and on the Williams, but the Aston has the speed on the straight. Look at the pace Fernando Alonso has. Herbert doesn't let him tuck inside though. Tries to come down the inside, but Alonso is through. Alonso has the experience here as they hit the 2nd DRS straight. Hamilton sat behind Herbert now as he dropped down to 6th place. Top 8 are points here in the sprint. Herbert is in lap 5, fighting for as many points as he can get his hands on here, with a world champion in front of him, a former world champion in front of him, and a former world champion behind him. We know Herbert and Lewis Hamilton have had a few comings to blows as well in previous races, as Hamilton, much cleaner this time, looks to make the move down the inside. Herbert losing time in sector 1 there before they even get to the DRS straight. And while they do have it, Hamilton carries through the DRS he had on Herbert to overtake, make the move stick and build himself a bit of a gap, as Herbert's going to go for the dive on the soft tyres over the mediums. Hamilton's having none of it. Absolutely having none of it here from this rookie. As Herbert now 7th place, down from 4th. Perez, Alonso and Hamilton all through on the Williams, as he's going to look to maintain now. Charles Leclerc, 2.2 seconds with 2 laps to go. Herbert just needs to keep it clean. Stick to Lewis Hamilton. Get himself some points. Get Williams some points. And mark this off as a successful sprint race here. It stands very, very close between the two cars there. Keep an eye on that gap to Charles Leclerc behind. As Herbert and Hamilton go side by side, Herbert went for the move on Hamilton, which caused him to run wide, which has cut that gap to Leclerc down to 1.5 seconds. Herbert, in trying to overtake Hamilton here, maybe caused himself more harm than good, as he is now outside of DRS of Hamilton and in another no man's land. As he runs wide there in that section, that's going to let Leclerc and Piastri and Stroll. That is a big gap behind. Herbert's rear wing is just flashed red. Charles Leclerc is 0.3 behind into this DRS straight. Charles Leclerc's going to make the move down the straight. Herbert down to 8th. From 4th to 8th, he's going to try and fight the Ferrari in. The Ferrari's going to carry the speed as we've gone side to side. Herbert's taken front wing damage in that collision, in that fighting with the Ferrari. A second Ferrari in the same race has come back to bite you there, I think, as Sainz's teammate Charles Leclerc gets one back as he damages the front wing of Herbert and then takes his 7th place. Herbert dropping down to 8th, but that is not over. Herbert's going to cut back inside. Is he going to try and hold on? He's going to try and hold on, take the inside line, forces Charles Leclerc wide. Herbert is fighting tooth and nail into the last lap here to hold on to 7th and 8th with Piastri, Leclerc and Stroll all sniffing. Even Gasly not too far out. Leclerc lost the place to Piastri there as they are all jostling behind for who should be the one to take Herbert. Who's the one that's going to take him out of this race? Herbert struggling with that front wing, which means he's going to have no downforce going into these sections, these fast corners as Piastri pass with ease. Leclerc pass. Oh, he's running wide. They're all going through. Even Gasly's going to go through. What a race. Herbert is now into 11th in the last lap. 4th down to 11th for Herb Herbert, the rookie, learning some lessons today. If only he had held in, sat behind Hamilton, followed the line, come home 7th comfortably. Look at that 4-second gap from Piastri to Hamilton. He didn't. He went fighting and now is sat in 11th place outside the points, trailing, trying to make a move on Gasly's Alpine, but to no avail. And with only a DRS straight left and a few corners, Herbert is out of the points. Leclerc is going to take the last place as Gasly and Stroll go side by side. Alonso takes Perez. Perez takes Alonso. As 11th place is going to be the end here for Herbert's sprint race here in Miami. Lessons to be learned for the rookie driver. Oscar Piastri all the way through the pack. Jesus Christ. I wasn't expecting to see him. So when he came through, absolutely threw me off. There's that last corner of that last sector 1 straight. Sorry, the last sector 1 weaving corners that I just lost so much time on
so
when I made a mistake.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix.
I was 4th and then dropped down to 11th. Oh, my God. Right, we know now. Mistakes can be made. Good bit of experience across the board. Good bit of focus considering we lost so many places. Frustrating. I mean, we did get all those places at the beginning via a very dubious dive bomb. I missed my break point on the inside of the first corner and managed to get through with no damage, which was lovely. So, short quali up next and then into the 20-lap main race. Let's see if we can pull out another quali session like before.
Welcome back to Miami and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, Who's got what it takes to get pole?
Give me pole, baby. Okay, right, let's get out. Straight on, first lap. Okay, good. Good quality lap. Again, 5th, I think, from the start. Let's get the onboard on. 9th. Okay, down to 9th. Head off Albon. Still a load to go, though. Do we want to put a fresh set on? I mean, these are returned. These are all returned, right? Reserved for sprint. Oh, so we don't... Oh, my God. Recommended for sprint. We're not in the sprint though. Reserve for race. Reserve for race. Okay, so race we're not expecting to use. Oh, yeah, recommended for quali. Okay. I was wondering whether we were going to have a set of softs for the race, but it looks like we're not. We're going to have to use a set. So let's accelerate time. Get close towards the end. Do one last lap. In fact, I just want to see where we're down to 16th. Do you know what? Let me go with a clear track. I'd rather go with a clear track and just try and put out time. That last damn corner, man. I lose 0.2 of a second on that last corner. I was 7 up. Down to 5 up. Good that we got there, but damn. One last corner. I can't work out whether to go late on the braking and just carry it through. I think it is. Most of Miami seem to have to brake early. Brake early is the way to go on this track, and then carry the speed. Go back on SLE as quick as possible. But that last corner seems to be a brake late, get round, and then foot down, because I lose so much time. 14th overall. Okay. Verstappen on pole. Lando, they've switched round for the main race. Russell in 3rd. All the boys. Esteban Ocon in the Alpine up in 8th is wild. Bottas in the Sauber in 10th is completely wild when we're looking at points. And then we are between... Oh, look at that. Yeah, those 2 temps. I would have been up in 10th. We are in a V-carb sandwich. We are the bread of a V-carb sandwich. Albon in 11th. Herb Herbert in 14th. Good for the Williams, but we want to get ahead of these guys. Lance Stroll down in 17th. Just saying. A little bit of pace points. Not bad, not bad. All right then, Albon. Let's do this. 20 laps in the sun in Miami. Yeah. It's like a Will Smith reference. South Beach bringing the heat.
Florida is no stranger to world-class sport, and as of 2022, the USA's Sunshine State is now on the F1 calendar. Welcome back to the Magic City for the Miami Grand Prix. Sitting at the southeastern coast of Florida, the Miami International Autodrome has 19 corners and 3.36 miles of racing. It's a circuit designed to encourage close racing while meeting the highest safety standards. Either way, I'm sure it's one that will please the fans. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Sainz, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Albon, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Herbert, Gasly, Joe, Stroll, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, and Charles Leclerc completes today's grid order. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. Now, sadly, things didn't work out for them last time. It was a bad race. Question is, though, can they recover today?
Yes, they can, Crofty. You've got to put it behind you. Whatever happened last time, I was always told as a driver, park it, forget about it. Obviously, feel the pain when it happens, but then you can't dwell on it and carry that through to the next race. So put it behind you and just crack on with this race coming your way now.
Did I see Charles Leclerc 20th?
Okay, see if you can gain some early positions on the first lap. This is going to help us get another points finish.
Are you telling me to dive bomb, Mark? Because I'm hearing dive bomb, baby. Yeah, mediums onto hards, one-stop strategy. Okay, Charles Leclerc from the back, crazy. We've got a few places to get up, but we've got our best friends, the V-Carbs in front, who have taken me out of many races before, so I shall try and be careful. But I also am on the inside, and during the sprint, that worked really well for me, so dive bomb commence. 20 laps here in Miami, the full race after the sprint, and 5 red lights, and away we go. The Williams team here, Herbert down in 14th, Albon up in 11th, as Herbert's Williams does the same move he made in the sprint race, up to 11th place himself. Albon down to 13th, as a great start again for this young rookie driver. His first lap performance always a delight, as he tries to make as many moves as possible after a quick start. Tucks in behind Hamilton, Gasly behind, and then Albon in 13th as Gasly's gone side by side into that first part, that sector 1 that Herbert struggled with in the sprint, looking to make some improvements there as he sits in and tucks behind Lewis Hamilton. If only he had stayed there during that sprint, he would have maybe brought home some points, but as it stands, it is Hamilton that is stopping Herbert from getting some points here today. Lap 1 on the medium tyres to start. We're expecting one stop here as we go through this tight section. This should be close and slow, much like Monaco, as we go through the chicane in lap 1 before the cars have had a chance to spread out a little. As we come down the tunnel straight here, ordinarily DRS won't be enabled until the second lap as Herbert makes the move, makes the dive. Oh, forces Piastri a little wide and is up into 10th. Oh, he's going to take Piastri as well. Side by side with Piastri. Forces Piastri to back out of the move, and Herbert is up to 9th position there. Little elbows out, a little bit of aggression, and the McLaren and the Mercedes have been left in Herbert's wake. This driver's confidence grows every single race. And that is a sight you do not expect to see. After overtaking Piastri and Hamilton in the McLaren and Mercedes, Herbert now has Bottas in the Kick Sauber and Ocon in the Alpine in 7th and 8th ahead of him. Bottas and Ocon have an absolutely outstanding qualifying and starts the race to maintain those positions as Verstappen leads ahead of Norris and Perez in 3rd. Sainz with a much better start without the rookie Herbert taking his front wing off, sits in 4th, and Russell in 5th. Into lap 2, still a bunching here as we go through this slower middle section before the tight chicane. Over the bump and down we go before the left-hander into the tunnel, onto the big straight, and then into DRS territory. What does the Kick Sauber have versus the Williams? The Williams is tucked right up in behind everyone with DRS. It looks like he's close. A move is going to be made. He made the move on the Mercedes the lap before. He does the same to Valtteri Bottas in the Sauber. Holds him wide. And Herbert takes another position up to 8th place. Albon sat in 13th as the Williams is now in points territory. Ocon, the driver in front, in DRS range as Ocon has fallen outside of DRS of Alonso in 5th. So is stuck leading the DRS train of Herbert, Bottas, Piastri, Hamilton, Gasly and Albon. As we hit the DRS straight here, flap opens. The Williams is on the hunt. Ocon built up a bit of time in that end of Sector 1 as Bottas and Piastri are not mucking around behind the Williams there. Piastri goes through on Bottas. As Herbert's concentrating on Ocon here in front, the McLaren is making moves. Half a second. Can he tuck in? Can he get the slipstream as the DRS flap opens? No move made this lap as Herbert comes into the end of that straight, sticks close to Ocon as we go over the line to start lap 4 of this 20-lap race. DRS opened again on the short DRS sprint as Piastri is pulled away from Hamilton now. Herbert in 8th, Piastri 9th, and 10th place Hamilton, as you can see here, 1.6 seconds behind. So Piastri holds on to Herbert and Ocon here as Herbert goes side by side with Ocon looking for a space outside of the usual overtake areas before he gets to the slower section where Ocon will look to pull away as it goes very close. We'll keep an eye on that front wing, Herbert, just in case. As they're through the DRS zone, Piastri is very close to Herbert here. I think with both cars are going to hit DRS, Piastri's going to look to make the move on the Williams before he can make the move on the Alpine as they both go side by side. Whoa! That was very, very close as Ocon comes across the block and defenders. I think there's a bit of contact there from between Williams and Ocon. No damage, it looks like, to the Williams as we'll check as he comes over. The wheels are good. The front wing of the Alpine is looking good. And Herbert is up into 7th and has left the blocker of Ocon in front of Piastri. Herbert's problem now, no DRS on the home straight with Ocon and Piastri behind him. That McLaren is looking fast. No move made as we come around to the final set of corners to start lap 5. A quarter of this Miami Grand Prix complete. Herbert up into 7th. Albon remaining in 13th. Bottas dropping all the way back down to 12th place from 7th. I feel like I jinxed him. I'm sorry, Bottas. That's down that DRS rate. Look at these guys backing up behind Herbert, trying to defend. Piastri goes through on Ocon before the tight middle section. Piastri is looking very hungry. Herbert and Piastri, very similar, aggressive style of driving. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys go toe-to-toe. The McLaren, clearly the faster car, but Herbert, the scrappier driver as they go into this long tunnel straight. Piastri in the McLaren, hot on the heels as the DRS flap opens. Hamilton joined up and back with the pack as he looks to go around Ocon. No move made on Herbert as Ocon and Hamilton go side by side behind. The Williams comes out on top as we go into lap 6. Piastri is not letting this go. Verstappen and Norris going toe-to-toe at the front as well, we can see. Oh, as Piastri's going for it, Piastri, that sector, end of sector 1, long set of fast corners, the McLaren just having the downforce, having the grip, and Piastri goes through with the speed. Easy overtake as Herbert leaves the door open, and guess who's behind? Lewis Hamilton. Joined back up to the pack, overtook the Alpine of Ocon, and is now absolutely sniffing at the rear end of the Williams as he goes very close to Piastri to try and keep and maintain some speed. Piastri, Herbert, Hamilton. Herbert looking to maintain, stay in the top 10, not make the mistakes that he made in the sprint and drop out of points positions. He needs points in this rookie season to stay ahead of Albon, to stay ahead of the rest of the drivers, to prove in his rookie season that he deserves to be here as the DRS flaps open on the home straight, or the back straight before the end of the lap. Piastri dancing around, going through the defence. Herbert going to go wide. Piastri shuts him off. As we cross into lap 7 of 20. Piastri 5.2 seconds from Alonso. The front 6 looking pretty, although pretty close between the top 2, and then Sainz holding up a pack for 3rd place. Herbert holding on to 8th. Albon still in 13th, struggling to get around Bottas. As we keep an eye on this race here. This is the section that Herbert struggles with, that final corner, as he's let Lewis Hamilton through the same way that Piastri made it through, down to 9th. Herbert must be getting flashbacks of yesterday. One corner causing all the problems and potentially putting him out of points positions. The Alpine's now behind as DRS has opened. Lewis Hamilton's in front. It's a carbon copy. Will Herbert make the same mistake as the sprint race? Will he go for overtakes on the Mercedes rather than holding on to our points position here in 9th? DRS is opened. Hamilton, no DRS. Outside of the range as he goes for the move. Herbert gone down the inside. Hamilton's left him enough space as we watch as the Williams comes through. Hamilton's going to fight him all the way around, has more power on the out of the corner. But Herbert just letting Hamilton know he's still here and he's going to go for the overtakes. As we can see right behind him, the Alpine, as Herbert just dances through. Late braking, carries some speed in, unawares as Hamilton gets caught napping on the corner, that little door left open, and Herbert, seeing Ocon behind in the Alpine, says, no, none of this please. Hamilton, you can deal with them. I'll dance in front, thank you very much. 1.9 or 2 seconds to Piastri now, as he is out in no man's land on his own, hunting down Alonso. There was a coming together there, and there was some carbon fibre on the track. As it looks, it's definitely not the Williams, it looks to be Hamilton potentially here. As we get a good front look, a look at any of those front wings as Hamilton goes on Herbert, maybe not Hamilton. Yes, Hamilton's front right. As again, we just saw some more carbon fibre as Herbert has come to blows with Ocon there. Ocon's front right gone. Hamilton's front right's gone. And Herbert is sitting pretty as the only one with a front wing still. That's a turnout for the books. You can see Piastri clearing in the distance now, 2.6 seconds. Hamilton, if you have a look coming in now, that front right, no side skirt on that front wing as DRS is open for Herbert. Downforce is going to be a problem as Ocon is going to be passed by Gasly. As Ocon's front wing has also taken a beating. The lack of downforce is going to let Herbert take the inside line, force Hamilton out wide, and give Herbert 8th place here. That tight middle section of Miami causing problems, with a slight clash causing front wing issues all around the Williams, but not for the Williams this time. Oh, as Herbert runs wide. Oh my God, something's come off the back of that car. It's not all plain sailing here. As Herbert's caused himself some damage. Doesn't look like anything too superficial, maybe some underfloor. As Herbert goes side by side with Hamilton. Hamilton goes through again, late braking from Herbert. Oh, as he goes super wide, lets Hamilton through. Bottas now back up to 10th as Ocon has dropped down and Gasly is down to 19th. Gasly having an issue somewhere. We missed that as Ocon and Gasly were pushing behind. Bottas is now back in the mix. Albon up to 12th. Herbert in 9th. Can he hold on? Bottas 1.1 seconds behind. Again, Herbert just needs to stick to Hamilton. DRS open. Hamilton is driving with a damaged front wing. That blood in the water may be enough for Herbert to think he needs to make a move, but maybe holding on is all he needs. 9th place would be a wonderful finish for the Williams here and picking up more points as they're coming in for the pits all together. Albon stays out for the Williams. Hamilton's in. Herbert's in. Bottas is in. The Alpines are in. The V-carbs are in. A quick stop. No front wing change for Herbert for the first time. A slowish release as he comes out onto the hards. In order. Hamilton, Herbert, Bottas. just in front of Bottas. Nearly lost the place there to Bottas with a slower release. But the team are out. First pit stop's done halfway through this Grand Prix. Bottas is looking incredibly hungry behind Herbert there. As this lap will be the settling lap. When we come back around, we will see where this puts the team. That first sector, that last corner again causing the problems. Bottas is going to go around Herbert side by side with a kick Sauber. He's going to make it through. Bottas fighting him and has the DRS because of the DRS detection zone. An expert move from Valtteri Bottas. As he goes into 15th, Herbert 16th, looks down the inside, does not go for it. As we were saying, this is the settling lap as the other half of the party are likely to come in here unless there are some tyre discrepancies. We'll see whether the remainders stay out a little longer as Albon is up to 6th, right behind Lance Stroll. Can he do anything here? Herbert sat in behind though, with Charles Leclerc right behind Herbert himself. As the DRS opens on the Ferrari and on the Williams. As Herbert pops out, has a look, squeezes Valtteri to the outside, but there is loads of space, so much space. Bottas gives him ample room as Herbert is through. As we're seeing now, the pack get reshuffled. Where does this put everyone as all cards are dealt? Is it 11th? Is it 12th? Stroll is out in front. Stroll is out in front. Stroll has had a shocking performance. Magnussen's still out. Gasly must still be out. Is Piastri still out? There's a few cars still unsettled in this pack. Herbert sits 12th. Stroll has slotted himself as Herbert runs super wide again on the same corner. Last part of sector 1. Drops time to Stroll, 1.7 seconds. Bottas is now back in the fight with Leclerc behind Bottas there. Not good for the Williams driver who was looking to make a move, catch up to the Aston Martin. As we go into the tight middle sector, Albon now in touching distance of his teammate with this pack. Herbert, Leclerc, Bottas, Tsunoda, Albon. Goes through the tight chicane. Into the left-hander, into the tunnel. There is the opponent, Lance Stroll, but right behind is Charles Leclerc, who will have DRS in the Ferrari. Doesn't even wait for the DRS detection zone to go round the Williams. As Herbert's going to try and tuck in and hopefully get a little bit of slipstream after being abused for his DRS. 13th place for Herbert. Okay, as we've seen, Magnussen go in. The Hasses sitting at the bottom of the table. Hulkenberg DNFing out of the race. Herbert behind Charles Leclerc, 12th place, 8 laps to go. Can the Williams get themselves in a position to get some points? It was on the cards before. Oh my God, Herbert has run so wide. Same corner, Yuki Tsunoda is through. Same corner as let through Tsunoda, Hamilton, Piastri, Bottas. Same mistake for this driver. It's costing him time, hand over fist. As it's now Williams and Williams. Herbert in 13th, Albon in 14th. As we go into that back straight, ending lap 12. Both the Williams side by side. DRS open. Can he make up some time on Tsunoda here? Oh, I thought I saw a bird, but it looks like it's a bit of front wing as Herbert has got no front wing. That must have been a shunt with Tsunoda. As Herbert is now, he has no side skirts on his front wing. Look at the downforce problems there. Herbert is going to have to pit. He surely cannot carry 7 laps with a wing as damaged as that. Miami has not been the party city for Herbert. The sprint race was a problem. And now with this damage, as Alexander Albon dances past Herbert, I cannot see how he continues. The corners are too fast here in Miami to to take any downforce penalties. A new wing will be required. Maybe some faster tyres for Herbert. As we ride on board, you can see it's going in late. You can just see when he's turning. The understeer is immense. The slower sector won't be too bad. But just where you want to carry the extra bit of speed, extra bit of grip through some of these corners, you're not going to have the confidence to put your foot down. That's a great reverse view of Herbert now. You can see how the halo affects the vision of the drivers there. Will we see Herbert come in as he's still behind the teammate? Yep, he's in the pit lane. Herbert coming in for a new front wing, a second stop that he didn't want to have to do, but look at that front wing. He's got barely anything left. Down to 19th place for Herbert here. Gonna go for some new tyres as well, some soft tyres to try and make up some time with that new front wing. But that is a slow stop with a new wing. Another race. What could have been, as Herbert's going to come out here with 6 laps to go. New front wing, new soft tyres. And an absolute mountain 19 seconds to try and catch Kevin Magnussen. As we come around into lap 15, we'll join the front of the pack as Lando Norris is going head-to-head with Max Verstappen here. Perez 6 seconds behind, so this is the fight for first and second only. Can Norris find some speed, find an extra couple of seconds to get the upper hand on Max Verstappen? And that's how you take that corner, Herb. We'll send him this data later so we can have a look. The one corner that caused all the problems for the Williams driver, as we see the DRS straight now, flat, open for the McLaren. Is that going to be enough? It seems like it brings him. Oh, Norris looks at the move, goes inside, goes outside. Doesn't look confident as he's going to force. Oh, he did look confident, but he's just carried enough speed to force Verstappen wide in the side-by-side into the tight chicane. Verstappen concedes the point, or the place, sorry, as we see the yellow helmet of Norris in the papaya flying out into the home straight now. Does the McLaren have enough to hold off the Red Bull down the long straight with the DRS? Verstappen tucked in behind. Look, he does not go for the gap. Norris is going to take the lead into lap 16. As we can see, Herbert has cut that 19 seconds down to 15 on Magnussen. Into the same section as before, the tight middle section. Now Lando Norris still holding on to first position here. Verstappen not letting him get away, but Norris holding the lead in this race. The two drivers fighting it out at the front of the pack, as we'll see down the home straight, with Herbert cutting that deficit down to 13 seconds. Ocon now in 18th as Magnussen passes, and the DRS wing is open on the Red Bull. Will Max Verstappen make the move, or again just tucks in behind Norris? This seems like Norris has enough in the rest of the track to keep Verstappen at bay. Oh, as we see down the DRS, back straight after sector 1. The same move that Norris made on Verstappen. Verstappen has just made on Norris. But will Norris keep his footing? No, again, concedes the point. The same way Verstappen had in lap 17 here. Verstappen back in the lead. Will the papaya have enough down the back straight with DRS to make a move back on Norris to take the lead? On Verstappen, sorry, to take the lead as the flap opens. He's not tucked in behind. Not trying to get that extra slipstream at all. Giving it up for this lap, clearly. Going to charge the battery and come back at Verstappen with a few laps to go. We're going into lap 18 with the race leaders here as Herbert's cut that lead, the deficit, sorry, down, the gap to Ocon down to 11 seconds on those soft tyres. As we get into the last lap here. Norris chasing down Verstappen. Herbert's gap only down to 8 seconds on those softs. Going to finish likely in 19th. The Williams of Albon stuck behind Tsunoda in 13th place. Miami not been the celebration that they were hoping for at Williams, but can Norris make it a celebration here as he goes right into the wing of Max Verstappen here into the middle section? Did not make the overtake where the overtake has been made in previous laps. Goes through the tight chicane. Verstappen holding on here. We have one DRS straight and a few corners to go. Will Norris make the move as we go down the back straight? Can he tuck in behind? Use that slipstream. Use that DRS as he's gone outside down the main straight before the DRS is opened. The Red Bull, no DRS. The McLaren with DRS as Norris takes the lead, just inching as Verstappen manages to hold it back inside. The power of that RB. Can he slingshot round? Side by side. Is it going to go over the line? It looks like it's going to be Verstappen's. Can Norris cut it before? Again, DRS open. But Verstappen takes the win. Look how close that was at the end. I mean, Norris makes it in front, but that's not enough as Herbert is going to finish in 19th place here, outside of any other point. I mean, you're not talking about points. 19th, not a great day at the races for the Williams team. 13th place for Albon, and we see Herbert here as he comes through the chicane. 10 seconds off Ocon, having to come in for that new tyre as he hits the back straight. Not a great day at the office for the Williams teams as points were potentially on the table but have been taken away. Don't worry, there's still a lot more races to go, Herbert. As he comes through the last set of corners and over the line.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
No, driver of the day, Lance Stroll. Well,
The
that's
checker flag is out. We're going
Max Verstappen
Red
wins.
Bull are our winners today.
We don't care about that. We're not
And
in
with
that
that,
fight.
we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
More Formula One. Right. Let's have a look then. Verstappen gets it. So Red Bull 1 and 3. Damn, Stroll was up. Aston Martin 5th and 8th. That car is good. 13th for Albon. We end up in 19th, having to change that wing out because it just had no grip. Those hard tyres just weren't working. I just had nothing. Had the message to say that the engine had trouble. So we were going to be losing power as well. I thought going on to some softs and just going great guns might help. We managed to take 10 seconds out of the pack, but not the 19 needed to try and catch Esteban Ocon, who ended up back here, which means he must have crashed into me, causing me some problems in the first place. But yes, no points at Miami, but close. We were making some progress. Just again, little mistakes, a little bit of lapse of concentration when chasing the pack, when looking for overtakes, taking damage to the car. Yay. A whole 563 out of focus. Focus 63, our worst. Trying to keep focus on those long races, clearly causing a problem. I think that second pit stop causing that. But 548 experience means we go up to 75 rated overall. Lovely stuff. Is that a bit more recognition? 47.53. We're eking it up, Albon. We're coming for you. 50-50s when we get our second secret upgrade, which would be a lovely jubblies. But yeah, our was he 89 focus, 84, and we're 63 focus, 75. Oh my god, we got a way to go. Manufacturing expert, perk unlocked. We are level 1 manufacturing. Wind tunnel power. Miles off, absolutely miles off. And there we have it. Imola is up next. We get our weekly resources in. We'll do some work with the manufacturing expert stuff for the next episode. But yes, Imola, the next Grand Prix, as we look to get some points. No meetings yet. I wonder if that performance... Look at that as we go to 75 rated. I wonder if our standings He's just putting him off slightly. Lance Stroll picking up some points. Maybe Lawrence doesn't want to replace him yet. Maybe he was just doing it as a meme to his son. But we'll find out next time. Imola, I'll see you back. Have a great day. Ta-ta, farewell.